Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. I am Ryan Bowling. Thank you all for joining me. So, I hope you guys have had a happy Easter and have enjoyed time with your family and friends. What I want to speak on is a subject that is clearly related to Easter, and that is in reference to President Joe Biden's comment about what he refers to as Transgender Visibility Day. Okay, now, according to this portion of this article I'm about to read from Breitbart News, apparently yesterday he tweeted in his account that, and I'm going to read that to you guys, that transgenders are made in the image of God and that they are worthy of dignity and respect. And that there's been a lot of controversy, obviously, and opposition to that statement. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to read you that statement and read you a couple of other paragraphs, and I'm going to get into my opinion on this. And my opinion on this may shake up some people, okay? Because it's going to shake up some people. It's going to make some people angry. Going to make some people look. At the end of the day, I have to share what my studies and belief is, okay, on this issue. So let's get right into this. It's not a surprise to me. I kind of figured this was going to happen because this is what these radicals do almost all the time when it comes to holidays that are embraced by Christians in this country. The radical left always tends to twist things. But let's get into this. President Joe Biden's secular deputies kidnapped Christian theology to champion transgenderism on the holiest weekend for Christianity. On Sunday afternoon, Biden's X account tweeted, quote, "Today on Transgender Day of Visibility, I have a simple message to all trans Americans. I see you. You are made in the image of God and you are worthy of respect and dignity." Now that might, so for people that might be Christians, that might enrage you, but we're going to get into that. The aggressive appropriation of Christian themes for political advantage on Christianity's holiest days suggests Biden's campaign staffers are trying to provoke a political fight over religion and sex that could rally demoralized progressives to his failing presidential campaign. Okay, and like I said, you guys can read the rest of that article. It's pretty lengthy, but you guys can read the rest of this article on your own free time. Because you're going to get the gist of it. It could be argued that this is all about trying to get, as it says, as the writer of the article says, trying to get a hold of those individuals that are demoralized and so forth. They really don't know what to do, who to vote for. Should they vote for Trump? Should they vote for Biden? And perhaps this is a way to try to get them to side with Biden. Okay, so of course there's going to be some political nonsense in there, right? But here's my thing on this. The whole idea of, let's focus first on the idea that he stated that they are made in the image of God. Now, let me explain something about the phrase, the image of God. The image of God, and this has various views from different theologians and so forth, but generally speaking, a significant number of Bible teachers and theologians and Bible scholars agree that the phrase image of God is not talking about physicality or any of that. What that phrase image of God is generally believed to mean in biblical theological circles is that God has emotions, he has an intellect, and he has a will, and he's a spirit being. Intellect has to do with what you think, emotions has to do with what you feel, and will has to do with your ability to choose. God is all of that. He is a person, okay? The same with every human being. We are all made in the image of God in the sense that we have emotions, we can feel, we have intellect, we can think, and we have a will, we can make decisions and choose, and we have a spirit. Okay, that spirit is what helps us have a sense of the spiritual realm or the supernatural realm. Whether one wants to follow the God of the Bible or some other kind of spirit, that's an argument in another video. But the point is, we all have a spirit, and that spiritual part of us is what gives us an indication that there's a spiritual realm. So in those areas, we are made in the image of God. Now, the Bible teaches, even though we are made in the image of God in the areas I just named, okay, because God is a person, we are a person. We are a person, God is a person. Or he has the attributes of personality, rather. That part of us, that image has been marred or tainted by sin, okay? Even though every human being is made in the image of God, sin, which we inherited from Adam, who was our representative, tainted that image. So a lot of the people that we see that are acting in ways that are contrary to who God is and what the Bible defines him as, a holy God, a pure God, is in opposition to who God is as a holy God. You may be walking around doing your thing, okay? That doesn't mean you're not made in the image of God in the sense that you have intellect, emotion, will, and a spirit. You still have that, but it's tainted by sin. We sin, we disobey God. That's what sin is in its essence, okay? I'm not trying to give you a theological lesson. Just give you my view on this before I get to the other part. Sin has corrupted that concept. Sin has corrupted that image of God in us. Now, in reference to these transgenders, okay, as twisted as Biden is, okay, and I'm gonna get you the details of that in making this statement on making this tweet in this account, because I don't know if he verbally, I don't know if he had a speech and said it or not. Maybe he did. You can put it in the comment box below. I didn't hear any speech. I was in church, okay, so I didn't hear any speech about it. Okay, I was in church. When I got out of church, I had to go to work, so I didn't have time to be listening to him yicking and yakking. But all I had time to do was read about it. Okay. Yeah, you know, in the sense of this image of God, the transgenders, those men who believe that they're women, and those women who believe that they're men, okay, even though biologically they're not, they're still made in the image of God in the sense that they have intellect, emotion, and will, and the spirit man. God has intellect, emotion, will, and he is a spirit. So in that sense, they are made in the image of God, no matter how mentally unstable they may be. So in that sense, he's right. And he says they deserve dignity and respect. Now, what is respect? Respect is when you esteem or you honor someone for some particular belief or choice, or rather, you recognize what they're doing, okay? Now, let me explain to you what I would see that as. I respect people's right to choose whatever course of action they want to choose. If a man who believes he's a woman wants to, a grown man who believes he's a woman and chooses to alter his body, I respect your choice. I don't agree with what you're doing, but I respect your choice. In terms of dignity, okay, dignity has to do with a different concept. Dignity is similar to honor in the sense that you acknowledge this person's independence, you acknowledge their choices, okay, and you might not agree with their opinion, you might not agree with their choices, but you show dignity towards them in the sense that you say, okay, you know, this is your choice. This is the route you take. I'm going to treat you like a human being made in the image of God, which means this. I'm going to treat you with compassion when the compassion is relevant. Now, by compassion does not mean agreeing. But remember, these are people made in the image of God who are in a state of illness, as far as I'm concerned. All right. And they really need help, honestly. But you show compassion to that person. You know, I believe you show compassion to them. If they need something, if they need food, you give them food. You know, if I'm an employer, right, and I'm hiring people, and a transgender comes in and they let me know that they transgender, you know, but they meet the qualifications of the job over someone else who's a heterosexual, who does not meet the qualifications of the job. then I'm going to have to hire them. That's showing dignity and respect. Okay, you have the qualifications of the job. I don't agree with your lifestyle or your lifestyle choice, but as an American, I have a right not to agree. Just like you, as an American, have a right not to agree with my lifestyle choice. Okay, I get that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hire you because you have the qualifications for the job over this heterosexual who does not have the qualifications for the job. Okay, that's showing dignity and respect. Now, having said all of that, here's my dilemma with Biden, what I don't agree with. I don't agree with him using the holiest day, or at least one of the holiest days of Christians, and using that as a day of transvisibility. He called it I guess, and correct me in the comment box, Transvisibility Day. You take what in our church, we don't say Easter because Easter is based on paganism. We say resurrection. According to traditional Christianity, Easter / resurrection is the day that Jesus Christ, whom we believe to be the Son of God, incarnate in human flesh, was raised from the dead by the power of God. That his resurrection validated everything that he said and taught. It proved that he was and is the Son of God who came to die for the sins of humanity. Traditionally, that's what Christians believe here in America, okay? According to what they believe the Bible teaches. The Bible teaches that he was raised, okay? To pick that day as a day to acknowledge transgenders and say this is Transgender Visibility Day is the epitome, in my opinion, of blasphemy, regardless of what his political goals may be, of trying to get more votes with people that may be demoralized or whatever, and you trying to get more people to vote for you. What he fails to realize is you causing more division. The people that you need to be trying to reach is the people that voted for you. You need to be changing your policies or doing something to say, hey, we need to change the trajectory of where our campaign is going because we're losing our voter base, i.e., supposedly the blacks. Okay? We're losing them. What do we need to do to change that? If this is a political move to get more votes on disenfranchised people, as the article says, in my opinion, it's a foolish, buffoonish move. You need to be focusing, sir, on the people that put you in office, not disenfranchised people, and then picking one of the most holiest days of Christians in America to do so. What this shows me time and time and time again with radical Democrats like Biden, okay, is that they hate America. They hate Christians because their worldview is different than theirs. So in order to show their hate, they mock the religious belief systems. Let me say this. I guarantee you, as sure as I'm sitting here, Biden he probably wouldn't even think about, if one could read minds, he wouldn't think about doing something like this or saying something like this to Muslims in this country. You wouldn't go to another country to do it, and you wouldn't do it here. You would not pick a holy day of Muslims in America and use that as a day of transgender visibility and call it a Transgender Visibility Day. Are you serious? He would not do it. He wouldn't do it because he would more than likely get some serious backlash on top of some serious backlash. But Christians, we'll mock them. We'll mock them. We'll go ahead and say stuff like this. And as the article says, maybe it's him they're trying to provoke a religious contention because they know, Christians are going to say something about this. Well, we need to say something about it. We're not going to keep sitting back and let you blaspheme our belief system. The problem is not with us. The problem is with you. The problem is with the radicals. Anybody with eyes to see should be able to see that. And that's whether you're radical left or radical right. I'm pretty sure there's some radical people on the right that are overdoing things, that are overstepping their bounds. I'm not fully aware of them, but I'm pretty sure there are some. But what I am seeing is the radical left committing acts of violence, pushing horrible sexual concepts on our children, creating draconian legislation. It is them that are, it's the radicals that are doing that from my observations. Okay. To pick that day as a day to represent or to recognize transgenders is the epitome of blasphemy. And whether he truly believes in God or not, I'm going to say this one thing here, and I'm going to end this video on this. Doesn't even matter. One thing Biden and everybody else can agree on this. I don't care what religion the person is, whether they're religious or non-religious. We're all going to die. That is the great equalizer. That's the great equalizer. We're all going to die. Whether a person believes in reincarnation won't matter. Well, I don't believe in it. I believe in reincarnation. Yes, but you're not thinking. In order for your soul, because reincarnation is the idea that your soul leaves your body and comes back and incarnates itself in someone else, or even an animal for that matter, based on your karma here on earth, right? Okay, all right. In order for that to happen, you have to die first before your soul can leave your body and reincarnate itself into someone else. So you still got to die. So the great equalizer, regardless of a person's belief systems, whether they're a Christian, whether they're an atheist, whether they're whatever, is we are going to all die one day. And whether or not you believe or not won't even matter at that time. Because if God isn't real, and if Jesus isn't real, and if he wasn't raised from the dead, a day that Biden has clearly took to mock, then we have nothing to lose. All Christians have to lose is face and embarrassment, but they'll be okay. We'll get over it. But if Jesus is who he says he was, that he came to die for the sins of the world, and he was the only way to get to God, like he said, and he was raised from the dead, like the Bible teaches he was, and we die without accepting his offer of salvation. I'm just speaking from a Christian perspective. Don't take this personal. You do the math. You think about what's going to happen after that. Judgment day. Ain't going to be no second chance after that. Ain't going to be no second chance. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say about that. Yeah, this is insane. This is insane, but I am not surprised that Biden would do this. I suspected that he would. I just didn't know what he was going to do. I just didn't know what he was going to say or do. But I found out. Yeah. Okay. What else is new? What other religious holiday he gonna screw up and get up and talk about? What else? What other religion? What he gonna do? I can't wait to see. We're gonna find out. Yeah, but that's what I had to say about it. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.